Then you get the fans be like, wait a minute. What? My show is in these cards? What's all this about? You know,
Exactly.
You get that too.
Exactly. I mean, I know several people who the only thing they ever played with was the Hellboy Essential set, and then tweaked it out with some random generic blues from other sets. But they didn't want to buy DC. They didn't want to buy Marvel. They didn't want to have a collection. All they cared about was, I love Hellboy. I want to play Hellboy.
Yep.
What cards do I need to make BPRD playable? And that's all they ever played with. And they had fun with it.
Oh, and there's some powerful combinations using Hellboy with something else that
Sure.
really makes it, fun to work with.
Yeah, definitely. So I think, to your original question, I think what I would want was I would want a set that defines the rebirth of the game. And so what I would probably do, again, if I had all the powers of the world, I would probably do like Avengers, and then Marvel Knights as the two good guy teams. But when I say rebirth, I think one of the biggest challenges they need to do is they need to rein in the affiliation world. And what I've been saying a lot on the forums is that, they need to figure out what their core 10, 15 affiliations are. It's got to be broad enough that the game doesn't get stale as well.
Yeah.
But a mechanic that allows all characters to fit into one of the main affiliations, and then, that way your Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes card is playable more often than once every 4 years.
Well, one way that this could happen is something that you talked about, a event card.
Yeah.
For instance, Scroll Invasion. All of the heroes and villains unite. That takes care of affiliation problems.
Well, there you have it. And I think what you're hinting at is exactly what I think they need to be able to do, is come up with a way that allows all characters to interact regardless of affiliation, but then give bonuses because they have an affiliation.
That's right.
Even if it's good guys versus bad guys, or good versus evil, or even wiping out affiliation requirements for parts of the game, so that you're not buttonholing yourself into 6 cards from an affiliation that you'll never play with, that waste space in a game, and nobody cares about. I don't know anybody other than me that's ever played with the United Front card. Why? Because it's like 6 cards at various drops who don't interact well together, and you have to force your way into a team up to make them play with other teams. Mm-hmm. Now, if you figure out a way to get them into a team, or make team unimportant to the interaction, hey, you're off and running. So that's why I'm thinking, like, if you, again, and I have no pull here, so I'm just talking, but
I hear you.
If you did, say you did Avengers and Marvel Knights, and then in the Marvel Knights you threw some Spider-Men, in the Avengers you threw a Thing, because the current Avenger arc has Thing as part of one of the Avengers teams.
Don't they have, isn't Spider-Man one of them?
He is too, yeah. But I guess what I'm getting at is that you start to show that they're going to contract affiliations, figure out a way to utilize version more to show those differentiations. Another example I had was you always could have printed all the New Mutants as X-Men, and then either made their version New Mutant, or make a power in their text box that makes them play together because they are New Mutants.
Yeah. You
do that, you haven't blown up the affiliation world, but you still have given flavor and power to a team. Similar like Squadron Supreme, teams like that are never going to be revisited. Those cards become obsolete.
Yep.
If you mark them as I'm going to randomly throw it. Say you had made them part of the Avengers team, but then you gave them some sort of versioning or text or keyword that basically said, it's pretty obvious that these aren't Avengers, but they sit in the Avengers team so that you can use cards with them. Here's how we're going to play it out. That's the sort of thing they would need to do with the relaunch with 2.0. Mm-hmm. Bad guys the same sort of way. Doom didn't need his own affiliation. It was ridiculous to me that he has his own affiliation. He's a standalone guy, and rightly so, but he could have very easily been something like Masters of Evil, but then something like all of his cards say you can only target a character named Doom, or the robots can only be played if you show Doomstat. That is how you drive those teams together without losing track of what the flavor of those teams are.
Oh, yeah.
But, it's all talk, I mean, until they call me and ask me to fix the game, and believe me, if they did, I would be calling a lot of my other friends to help me fix the game. The fact of the matter is that we just got to keep showing the decision makers that we like it, we want to play it, we're gonna make it better. We want to work together to support the game and keep it going and make it what it was. And then we also need some buy-in. We need to be shown that Upper Deck isn't just snatching and grabbing all the cash.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are going to be hard to convince, even if Versus just came back to get back into the game. A lot of people feel really betrayed by what UDE did.
Oh, yeah. That's one of the things that I had a chance to talk to with the Checkmate Arcade last time. A lot of the store owners, they're pretty much like, what? Oh, no, we're not dealing with anything from them. No, screw that.
Sure, and rightly so.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're going to have to, UDE's going to have to spend a whole lot of bribery cash to get back in the doors for some of these companies.
Yeah, I just hope that they learn from all their mistakes, from everything that went wrong, and if it returns, please let it return the right way. Not half-ass, just let it be what the fans would like it to be.
Yeah. Well, and I think and I hope that the lackadaisical interest in Superstars proves to them that people don't just want a picture of the Hulk and think that that's what it's all about. The people that were rabid about this game wanted a game that felt like they were part of, the heroics or the villainy of a comic, right?
Yes.
Nobody wants to see Halle Berry on a card. They want to see Storm.
No.
So I hope they learned from that.
Before I forget, this is something that I meant to say last time around. It would be awesome, because I see the potential in this if there was DC Universe set. That's just...
You mean like the online game?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? Yeah,
because that's kind of branching it into a different platform with all these self-made heroes and the way everything with the plot has been going on. Like, there's some avenues that can be explored with having something like that.
And now, granted, they don't have a DC license, so that is definitely going to be a challenge.
Yep.
But
I'm just
it doesn't take much for a company to make some money and then reach out and say, hey, remember that great history we had? Let's relaunch again with you as well.
Yeah.
So, again, back to what we started talking about originally was I am pessimistically optimistic that something good will come out of this, and that's all you can do is just do everything you can. You email your friends. As soon as I saw the original post, I PM'd everybody in my contact list, and I PM'd everybody in my email list, and I said, if you played, if you still play, if you care at all, just take a minute to like this website, like this page. If you comment, even better. If you want to hide it or bail out afterwards because of all you're doing is helping us. You're not helping UDE. You're helping your friends. Yep. And I had great responses from the people that I did that to. So if you're listening to this and you haven't, you go to playmarvel.com. You go to the Play Marvel page on Facebook. You go to the Bring Versus Back page on Facebook. You go to versussystem.org and get a login and post on the thread, and you just show whatever level of love you had for the game and your friends, and hopefully we can be part of something cool.
Yeah. And I think with that, we're going to bring this show to an end. Hopefully, to all the people out there that will go on the Facebook page, click like, help us try to restart the movement here, bring some more life back into Versus.
Yep. There you have it. Well said.
Take care, everyone. Goodbye.